Congressman, welcome. Great to see you. You're right there in the thick of things.
Yes, I am, Jerry. Thank you for having me.
All right, so you were kind enough to share with us. You took a ride in a helicopter to look at the flooding. What is your assessment? And we'll show some of those pictures you took, the video that you took as you were looking at all this. Tell us what you saw.
The Morganza Spillway has opened. At the time I went, there's about, I think, 14 bays that had opened. Now, the positive thing is that we've actually had a drought in Louisiana. The rain that is flooding is actually in the Ohio Valley. The ground is very dry. It seems as if the ground is absorbing a lot of the water that's going into the spillway, and although it is going south towards the Gulf, it has not gone as far south as we anticipated that it would.
Well, that's good news. Now, you had a town hall meeting recently with your constituents. Some said the Morganza Spillway should have been opened sooner or more gradually. They were concerned about the rate of the water coming in, how fast it would come in. What's the solution to that? Have you had any kind of resolution of that issue?
The Army Corps made a really strong spirited defense of the way that they're managing the whole river as a system. And it's only when it is anticipated that if the river rises further up, that Baton Rouge and New Orleans will be at risk of flooding, did they decide to open the Morganza. Frankly, right now the Corps is looking as if they're handling this very well, because although the water is going down the Morganza, they've not had to open as many bays as they thought they would, and the folks in the southern portion have had time to prepare their communities for the flood waters that eventually may come.
You know, we spoke to the Coast Guard, and they have concerns about the levees. So they're doing everything they can to kind of control the pressure on those levees. They're slowing down the barge traffic there. Do you have worries that these levees might fail?
I met with the Corps yesterday, and they seem to feel as if the levees will hold. Now, there's always a chance of disaster, but they're monitoring these levees. They seem to feel reassured that they are managing. They expect some seepage, but they have positioned themselves to manage that seepage. Bad things could happen, but at this time the Corps seems to have the situation under control.
And of course, you're talking about the Army Corps of Engineers. Are you happy overall
Yes.
with what they're doing? What are your constituents telling you? How concerned are they?
Yesterday I toured an area which is not in my district but is part of my state, the Lafourche-Terrebonne area. That is at the coastal Louisiana, and the floodwaters that are going down now towards the Morganza could flood those going back up north in what is called backwater flooding. The people there are doing a remarkable job of preparing their communities for this water. They feel forewarned, and they've been given resources to address whatever backflooding may occur. They are behaving in such an admirable way, and again, it's the forewarning and the kind of staged flooding that has taken place that has given them a chance to prepare. They're just doing a fantastic job. Again, so far it seems like the Corps is managing it the way we would want them to manage it.
Well, you know, we're hearing, I mean, that's all good news from you, I think, that it's being managed well, handled well. Of course, the real problem, it can be the aftermath. You know, that water will sit there for a while. Yes, it will drain, but it could take some time. Are you concerned about the after effects? And tell me, how much is this going to cost? Do you have any estimate of how much this is going to cost?
I don't think yet know how much. There's two elements of the cost. The cost for preparing for the flooding and addressing that which has occurred, and the cost for the damage afterwards. I think you referred to the cost of the damage afterwards.
Right.
Since we don't yet know the extent of the damage, we can't know that. But let me emphasize as well, there are people who will be flooded, farmers, smaller communities. I don't want to ignore the loss of that, but the fact that it's been, if you will, controlled has given even those communities a chance to evacuate, which will eliminate the risk of loss of human life. That again is a very positive thing.
Yeah, it is. And again, we're seeing the pictures of you, the video of you surveying the damage here. And you can see right out the plane window, all of that water on the ground, just unbelievable to look at. It sounds like you think that at the end of the day, this may end up being less costly in terms of certainly lives, but also financially than has been expected. Do you think we're going to get this under control faster than people have said?
The crest does not hit the Morganza Spillway for another couple of weeks, it's my understanding, and there's another big rain system in the Ohio Valley. So that could contribute to further problems. And we've learned in Louisiana, you don't assume that everything ends well until everything has ended well.
Right.
So I'm encouraged by the way things are going, but in no way are we taking this for granted. And in every way, we're asking people to continue to follow instructions and to prepare, as the folks in Lafourche Terrebonne are, as much as you possibly can to mitigate. With that opportunity, I'm hopeful that we can limit the amount of damages that do occur.
Well, Congressman Cassidy, we wish you all the luck and your constituents as well. We hope this horrible tragedy is over soon with the least amount of cost to folks in that area. Thank you so much for bringing your video, too. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jerry.